Last week, ChatGPT released ChatGPT with tasks. Basically, what that allows you to do is to schedule a task or a request at a specific interval or time to just run automatically. Seems like quite a simple feature, but I think it's quite a smart move on OpenAI's behalf in terms of priming us for what's to come with agents. So they've given us something safe and familiar to tease us towards handing over the reins to letting an agent run with things on our behalf. So I wanted to put together a video just to show you how to access tasks, how to use it, and to show you some of the fun use cases that I've come across and that I'm playing with at the moment as I learn more about this feature. So the way to access tasks is in your model selector. So if you click on your model selector, you can see ChatGPT 4 with scheduled tasks. It's currently only available to the Plus, Teams, and Pro subscriptions at the moment. And then you've got your normal ChatGPT window where you can have a regular conversation as you normally would. And in that, you can actually set tasks now. So don't forget that you can still use it in a way that is holistic. Like you can have a conversation and extract tasks from that conversation. Most of the demos you'll see and some of the use cases I'm going to share today are simply just inputs as tasks. That's not the limitation of this functionality. You can actually have a conversation and extract tasks from that conversation. So don't forget about that. So another thing to note is if you want to check all your tasks that are running, because you can only have 10 tasks running at one time, you can click on your profile and you'll see tasks is a menu item now. And if you click in there, you'll see all of the tasks that you currently have scheduled, when they're running, and you can edit them directly from the tasks menu if you want to. So the 10 concurrent or simultaneous tasks is a limitation at the moment, I suppose because it's in beta, but keep that in mind based on what you're wanting to use it for. So some of the most fun and most popular use cases that I've seen are what I'm going to demonstrate now. The very first one that you'll see everywhere is to get a daily news briefing. So you could say every day at a certain time, send me a briefing on the most significant AI news stories from the previous day. And you can specify criteria. For the purposes of the demo, if you want to see what that is going to do, you can change this to in 1 minute's time, provide me with blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I'm going to send that and let's see what it does. It's telling me that it's creating the task and it's going to provide that in 1 minute. So in 1 minute's time, I should be notified that it has completed this task for me. And that will happen by popping up here on my screen. You'll see it happen. Now, if you want to manage notifications, this can notify you via email and via push notifications on both your desktop app, the web version, and on your phone. So you would just go into your settings, notifications, and enable both push and email if you want it to come through in both formats. So let's see if it gives me my task in a push notification now, and then I will move on to the next use case and some of the more fun ones that I've been playing with. So while we're waiting for that, I'm going to talk to the next one. I have been asking it for weekend activities to do with my kids on the weekend. So my prompt here is that every Friday at 1 p.m., send me a list of weekend activities for a family with kids under 4 in Cape Town and surrounding areas. And it needs to be weather appropriate. So it also has the ability to understand what the weather's going to be and propose relevant weather friendly activities. There we go. Our previous task has just executed itself. So there's executed itself. You saw it pop up there, and here are the outputs of that task. You could then interact with that, change the task, etc., but that just gives you a sense of what it does. Okay, so the next one I've told you about is the list of weekend activities. You could ask it to suggest what to do this weekend. Let's think about another one, meal planning and grocery shopping. So you could ask it to, every day on a Sunday, at 8 a.m., create a detailed menu for the upcoming week. Give me breakfast, lunch, and dinner options and snack options for these types of people. And then also give me a grocery shopping list based on this meal plan. I'm personally really excited about this one. I'm going to be trying it this Sunday, so we can see what that does. If you're into finance and trading, you could ask it to give you a daily stock market analysis. So for example, give me a daily stock market analysis and key metrics before market opens. And it can specify all of these things that I don't really know, but just to illustrate that you could ask it to do that in this context. Something I'm particularly interested in playing with at the moment is using it to help me learn something or embed a habit. So, for example, I am currently asking it this. Every morning, teach me about one bird species found in the Western Cape in South Africa. Include the common name and scientific name of the bird and an interesting fact about the bird. So maybe a bit nerdy, but something I love is birds, and I'm trying to get better at my bird identification. So I am asking ChatGPT to do this for me now, so I can hopefully learn about more birds. Another example, I would like to learn more of isiXhosa, a language in South Africa. So I am asking it to teach me a Xhosa phrase or word every day and give it to me in English and a brief explanation on how to use it in context. And that's quite a fun one as well. Another one that you might want to do is that if you've got a personal or professional goal, for example, you're trying to build more influence at work or improve your confidence at work, you could ask it every weekday at 8 a.m., provide me with one practical tactical approach to building confidence and influence at work, and include a clear explanation of the tactic, how to apply it during the workday, and any more tips to make it more effective. So that could be something fun to get in your inbox every morning and practice throughout your day if you've got a personal goal to do that. Another example is I want to learn Python. I want to learn the basics of Python. So I have asked ChatGPT to help me through tasks. So every morning to send me a beginner-friendly Python challenge, to complete in under 15 minutes, and to include a brief explanation of the concept, the challenge itself with clear instructions, and then an example of what the output should look like. So that's something quite fun that I have just started, and they gave me the first Python challenge this morning. It was a little difficult, so I'm going to go back and revise that prompt. Another interesting thing you could try is to suggest something. So an idea I had, which I haven't started, but I'm going to do for tomorrow morning, is every morning at 7 a.m. suggest a fun and educational game or activity that I can play verbally with my 3-year-old during our drive to school. And the activity should be engaging, simple to do while I'm driving, require no materials, just conversation, and focus on learning, like numbers, colors, imaginative story, etc. So that's something fun I'm going to try tomorrow morning to get an idea before I get into the car and take the long drive to school. Then I've got another one that I was going to try for this evening, is that every evening at 6 p.m. suggest a family-friendly question to discuss over dinner, and make sure that the question is fun, thought-provoking, encourages participation and bonding, and is simple enough for young children to answer. So we tend to eat at 6 p.m. So I thought just before we sit down, I can check my phone, get the question, and every day it's going to send that to me, which is really fun. So those are just some of the ideas I've had for how I'm going to play with this feature and test it out. Hopefully they're inspiring you to try something fun. If you've got a use case that you think is pretty fun or interesting, I'd love to hear it. Please feel free to share it and inspire some further use cases. That's it from me. Thank you for your time watching this video. Hopefully you learned something new.